It's that special time of year again. We're looking at what are the worst 5 games of 2025. Now, this was a pretty stacked year for gaming. I've said that quite a bit. There were some bangers in here, some slappers, but for every hit, there is a shit. And there were plenty of shits this year. However, I think as far as worst game of the year goes, this one was pretty easy for me to choose. But anyway, I think the other 4 might be kind of surprising. And worth mentioning, I even did some real-time analysis on stream, seeing if there were any other terrible games I might have missed, and I played them on stream. I won't show you the footage of me playing through them before the finalized list, but if you want to watch the full playthroughs of those, of course, they're on my gaming channel, Moist Critical Gaming. So yeah, anyway, get your popcorn out. It's worst games of 2025 coming at you raw. Brought to you by Cheeky, powered by Cheeky Soap. The only thing worse than bad games is bad hygiene, so go ahead and fix that with the best soap in the universe. Go to usecheeky.com. Also, our Chainsaw Man soap, our collector's boxes for the Chainsaw Man movie are about to be restocked the next day or two. I'm not sure when this video is going to go up. They might be restocked by the time this is live. I already know what the worst game of the year is, but I'd have to really think on what 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place would be. I played so many games this year. Unlike last year where I missed out on a lot, this year I played like the entire kit and caboodle of like everything that came out. If your old 4th grade English professor found Unity assets and put something on Steam for $50, I probably played it at some point. I played everything. And yet this year was so stacked, I still missed some bangers that I need to go back and play. This year, I've got a firm handle on like every game that came out. You skipped every Nintendo game. Yeah, well, aside from Nintendo games, I literally played 0. They can hold my Johnson. So I already know what the worst is. Now we need to find what's almost as bad. I don't want to cheap out on it and do like the really small, terrible indie games that I've played. I don't think that's super fun. I feel like that's a little too easy. And there's nothing that I played that was so incredibly shitty in that area that I would put it there. So I really gotta think. I gotta rack my brain. I want to give an honorable mention to something that, by all definitions, is not a good game, but it's probably one of the most unique experiences I've ever had gaming. It is I can't even remember the name of it. It was called like Learn to Fight, Fight with Me, Time for Fight and Fighting or something. Hold on, I have a video of it on the gaming channel and I can't remember the name right now. But I want to start with an honorable mention here. Honorable mention to this game right here. This is such a fun one. Hack and Slash Fury. That's what it is. Hack and Slash Fury. Time to blow me away. This is very... Just look at this.
All impressive. The Dark Warriors. To beat it. Matt years ago. With an earthquake. Yeah, it was very much time ago.
It was indeed very much time ago. Hack and Slash Fury, legitimately I had a wonderful time playing, but you could make an argument that it's not an incredible game. I want to give it an honorable mention here, but also a recommendation, because that shit was special. Okay, and now to the core 5. So far, nothing super terrible jumping out at me here. I really, really didn't like Assassin's Creed Shadows at all, but I'm just not a huge Assassin's Creed fan. So I don't think it's necessarily like an objectively shitty game. It's just a game and a franchise that I am so beyond bored with. I'll keep it up there as a just in case, because it is my top 5 list. I'm not scientifically looking at the worst games of the year. It's the ones I had the least amount of fun with, and that would definitely be in there. No, yeah, it was coming up in June. FBC Firebreak is definitely going to be on the top 5 worst of the year, though, that's for sure. Oh, wow, June is where the worst game of the year came out, too. Big month for shitters. Holy. I'll get more into Mind's Eye later, but I think everyone knows this is the worst game of the year. And it's not even a close competition. This is not only is the game disastrously horrible, but everything that happened afterwards is just a remarkable clown show. With Leslie making a fool of himself constantly, saying that the only reason it's getting negative reviews is because of sabotage and like jealousy or whatever. Well, we'll get more into that one in a minute. FBC Firebreak is definitely in the top 5 worst of the year, no doubt. Didn't play Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. Finally sat out one of those games. Much to the chagrin of chat. I don't know how many times I had to reiterate I'm not playing that. I just do not like the franchise. I might put this in my top 5 worst games just because of how miserable chat was for me not playing this. Hunter x Hunter Nin Impact I was going to play, but everyone said it was really bad, so I didn't play, and then it looked like there was a lot of very fun, crazy tech in it, and then I was tempted to play it again, then never did. Killing Floor 3, similar story. Was pumped to play Killing Floor 3. Everyone said it blew ass, and then I just didn't play it. Maybe I should have, just for the sake of the top 5 worst games of the year. Oh, this is definitely in the top 5 worst of the year. The House of the Dead 2 remake. Holy shit, did they butcher that. That was a disaster. We're almost to the end of the year. And I actually only have 4 games that I genuinely really didn't didn't like. At least from, like, the big releases. Little Nightmares 3 was pretty disappointing just because of how short it was, but that definitely isn't enough to put it in the top 5 worst by any means. But it was pretty underwhelming. It wasn't made by the original Little Nightmares team, which explains it, but still. Kind of a shame. Skipped King of Meat. Did I? That's what I was looking for. Was King of Meat in here? Oh, you're right. It just doesn't even have its own Wikipedia. Imagine paying unfathomable amounts of money, no doubt 7 figures, for like a Mr. Beast dedicated video and all of like the streamer influencer marketing, and not even being big enough to have a Wikipedia page for your game. That's crazy. Wow. Definitely King of Meat though in the top 5 worst of the year. Not even objectively one of the worst games of the year, but very similar to like a Concord level failure where tons of money was clearly poured into this project only for it to be a complete colossal flop. So that definitely has to make it just for that reason. Oh no, I gotta go all the way back. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Didn't play it. First Call of Duty I skipped in a long time because this shit just looked like ass. Oh, Let It Die. The new Let It Die game. That would probably... Man, maybe I should play some of these, like, absolutely terrible games just for the sake of this top 5. Because I know the new Let It Die game would definitely be on there. It's a pay-to-win disaster. We went over it on stream not long ago. I know if I played Let It Die or Killing Floor 3, they'd probably squeak out a spot on this. I think I should play both of these because I have no doubt they will both probably make it. Because if I don't, then my top 5 would include Assassin's Creed Shadow, which even though I personally didn't like it at all, I know that it's not an objectively worst game of the year for top 5. Let It Die Inferno is $25 and still filled to the brim with microtransactions? No way, right? I thought it was free. According to Metacritic, you only played 1 out of their 10 worst games, which was Mind's Eye. What were the other ones? That's crazy, I missed all of the big stinkers this year. Usually that's all I play. That's surprising. Second place was Blood of Marin. Or third place was Blood of Marin. Second place was Fire Emblem Mobile. The hell is Blood of Marin? Oh, this looks like my kind of bad game. Wait a minute. We might need to pivot here in a second.
Stand up. Now, I demand. It's my sworn code to end your life with a sword.
Oh man, that's music to my ears. Yeah, we gotta do that. How long do you think it'll take to beat? I'm definitely not beating Blood of Marin. I'll tell you that much. I'll probably put like an hour into this puppy and it'll probably be enough to let me know if it's a top 5 worst game of the year. I then played through Blood of Miran and then Let It Die Inferno just to give them a fair shake and see if they were going to be a worse experience than Assassin's Creed Shadow. I'm not going to show you those playthroughs here. If you want to see the full playthroughs there, they're on my gaming channel, Moist Critical Gaming. That was fun. Does it make the top 5 list? I'll be honest, I don't think so. I had more fun playing that than I did Assassin's Creed Shadows. Granted, I think this is obviously a much worse game. But it's my fucking top 5, and I enjoyed this more than Assassin's Creed Shadows. The new updates to Killing Floor 3 are quite good. Is it not as shitty as it was a couple months ago? Don't know if anything will beat Shadows. You were so miserable playing that. Yeah, I just can't in good conscience put it in the top 5 worst of the year, because it's not. I just fucking hate Assassin's Creed. I hate that series so much. Alright, Let It Die Inferno. I actually played this when it came out originally, the first Let It Die, and it was enjoyable. Apparently Inferno does everything wrong. So I guess we'll see how they massacred my boy. Okay, so what is a room match, I wonder? Room creation is unavailable in the standard edition. Please upgrade to the deluxe edition or higher. What? Okay, that probably just landed it on my top 5 worst games of the year. That is egregious. Are you serious? What? I just paid $25 for this and I can't even use an actual, like, standard feature of hosting a room? No way. Is the deluxe edition a free upgrade? No way, right? There's no way they would paywall that. I didn't even notice there was a deluxe edition. Let's see. Deluxe edition is $45. So I paid $25, and I need to pay $45 in order to do a room. That's crazy. There's also one more edition, the Ultimate Edition. That's $60. Is there also another game mechanic that's paywalled there? That's nuts. Am I misunderstanding something? Because this feels like absurd. And I could see like this game being fun, like getting into it. But this is absurd. Like that is crazy. Like, I heard the microtransactions were bad. We went down that rabbit hole. We already knew. But I didn't see anyone mention this. To me, this is just beyond greedy. Okay, so now I can comfortably finish the top 5 worst games of the year. Assassin's Creed Shadow does not make the cut. At number 5, it'll be House of the Dead 2 Remake. This is probably one of the worst remakes you'll ever find for anything. When I played through this on the gaming channel on a whim, I didn't know it was so bad. They completely ruined House of the Dead 2. So that comfortably gets number 5. At number 4, Let It Die Inferno. Like, after having just played it for, what, hour and a half or something, which isn't a lot. It's barely enough for like 2 or 3 Hellgate runs. It's slower than the first. But the reason it's here should be pretty obvious. It literally paywalls you from basic content. So I bought the $25 game, which I already knew was littered with microtransactions. But when I tried to create a room, which is what I believe to be a pretty basic feature, and it's right there at your fucking fingertips, when you try and create it, it says you can't do that unless you upgrade to Deluxe Edition, which is $45. That is unfathomable amounts of greed that I just truly cannot believe exists. So that is why it is easily in the number 4 slot. Even though there are some things to like about the game, that is unacceptable. Number 3, FBC Firebreak. What a stinker. This game was a miserable 4.5 hour experience. Like, it was fine in the beginning. It's just like a very simple game. But within the first 30 minutes, you have seen and experienced everything this game has to offer. So FBC Firebreak is pretty easily there as well. Also, one of the first games that I played for the gaming channel, by the way, when I launched that. Number 2, King of Meat. King of Meat should be obvious. Even though I think like there is some fun to be had with the game if you and your buddies, you know, want to do something for a little bit as like a adventure together, you could maybe squeeze like half an hour of fun out of it. Maybe. But it's also a $30 game for what feels like a free-to-play mobile experience. And it is also a colossal flop on the level that the likes of which we haven't seen to this level since like Concord. Millions of dollars went into this, as well as marketing for this with Mr. Beast, influencers, and all kinds of shit, and ads out the wazoo, even like Discord orbs. And nobody played it. Peak player count of 320. Like, it's just a disaster across the board. And then number 1, a surprise to nobody, it's Mind's Eye. This game, there's not a single redeeming quality to this game. Everything that could go wrong with the game went wrong with this game, and Leslie, being as delusional as he is, made it even worse, put the actual bow on top of this shit package by just being a complete asshole about everyone who was criticizing it. The game just super sucks. And it was broken. And it was broken. Again, everything that could go wrong with a game went wrong with Mind's Eye. Hot take, Mind's Eye better than FBC Firebreak. That is a hot take, I disagree. As an FBC Firebreak hater, I can tell you confidently you're wrong. This game, you didn't play it then. I played this shit start to finish, and my god does it blow ass. He actually beat Mind's Eye, what a warrior. Hey, I'm no hero. I did it for the gaming channel, baby. Mind's Eye 2 will redeem it. Hey, I actually wouldn't put it past Leslie to try and make a Mind's Eye 2. I genuinely think there is a non-zero chance he actually tries a Mind's Eye 2. They had the gall to put out DLC for Mind's Eye only like a month ago, by the way. For all zero Mind's Eye enthusiasts. The protagonist VA did an okay job, though. I feel bad for whoever plays the main character here. I said it during the game, too. Like, that guy is trying, and I know he also got shafted with Mafia 3 as well. He's a talented performer. But whoever his agent is, he needs to dump ASAP, because they are choosing some shit for him. Don't you want to know what happens to Jacob Diaz? Was that the name of the main character in Mind's Eye? I couldn't even tell you. Oh, yeah, Jacob Diaz. I don't even... The only thing I remember about it is when the fucking aliens come into the fold. I actually lost my mind when they brought in, like, the interdimensional being aspect of the story.